the lower 90s.
All right, thank you, Caroline. Well, running a marathon is a feat that most of us will never accomplish. But imagine running almost 4 marathons in one day. Well, that's what a Mobile man is doing. I spoke with this former Alabama football player who is tackling a sport that few can endure.
I woke up one day and I was 100 pounds overweight.
Greg Phillips
I started out walking.
has been called
I ran a couple of half marathons, but then I went straight to an ultra marathon.
crazy a time or two.
I get called crazy a good bit, a lot actually. So it's hard for people to understand ultra marathons and running ultras, and it's hard for people to wrap their head around. Oh, you got to run 100 miles.
This Mobile native runs several ultra marathons a year.
I've run 20 ultra marathons to this point.
A regular marathon is 26.2 miles. An ultra is anything over that. Phillips prefers a 100-mile race. Why not 26.2? Why does it have to be 50 or 100?
You know, what I get out of a 100-mile distance, because of the time it takes to do that and the difficulty, is something that I just don't get out of a marathon distance. It's 24 plus hours of, suffering through, problem solving, overcoming obstacles. And it's the distance and the time that's needed for me.
Phillips says there are some runners along the Gulf Coast who prefer these grueling races. Lance Johnson and Jessica Jones are 2 of them.
Ultramarathons really is about being out there against yourself and pushing yourself to the limits and figuring out what you can do with your own body. And that's what I like about it, is pushing my limits.
It just seemed like it just melted away. And by the end of it, you looked at what you accomplished, and something about doing hard things is just a reset on your day-to-day.
An ultra marathon is different than a regular marathon because there's no fanfare, no crowds lining the streets cheering on the runners. A lot of it takes place in the woods, on a trail, alone at night, and it can be dark and dangerous.
He tells me at the beginning, push me, don't let me stop. Even when I say I want to stop, keep pushing me.
Phillips' wife Leslie waits for him during several spots on the race. But there's no rest for her either.
I know what to lay out for him. I know that he needs tailwind. I know that he needs gel packs. If it's at that mile marker that we're going to change his shoes, I have that ready. We have a massage gun to massage out cramps.
Ultra trail running is an extreme endurance sport that most people are smart enough to stay away from.
Phillips documented his quest
The pain was almost unbearable.
to finish an ultra marathon in his new book, Into the Storm.
Constant rain and lightning, complete isolation, and a lack of calories.
In it, he writes how he wanted to literally outrun the heart disease that was rampant in his family.
I'd been running for almost 20 hours at this point, had covered 72 miles of single-track, muddy, rocky terrain.
He says after he played defensive end for the Alabama Crimson Tide in the 1990s, he had gained 100 pounds.
I decided I could either stay that person, and I wouldn't be around much longer if I did, or I could fix it. And I knew that to fix it was going to take something that was going to be, hard for a lot of people to understand or to even support.
Phillips documents in the book how an ultra marathon is more about a mental game than physical. And it's that challenge that fuels him.
Life is full of storms. I mean, we're all going to we're going to get hit with, everything that curveball life could throw at you, could come our way, and you want to be prepared for that, and you want to be strong for that, so that you can be strong with other people around you.
Phillips has his sights on his next goal, a 200-mile race. It will be hard, but he knows he can cross the finish line. With photojournalist Arnell Hamilton, I'm Devin Walsh, WKRG News 5.